Right lads, some big injury news for Newcastle United. It keeps getting worse and worse, and today we're having a bit of a rant because I need to get it off my chest. I don't know what's going on, I really don't, but I did do a predict team video. This was before the Eddie Howe press conference, before we knew any news, and I'm going to be doing a separate video as well about the transfer news and whatnot from the Eddie Howe press conference and whatnot. That will probably go out Sunday after the Man City game. But let's get it now, and we'll start off by speaking about the injury situation at Newcastle United as it stands. So starting off speaking about the main one, Joelinton, as of today, confirmed he'll be out for a minimum of 6 weeks, which is massive. It's absolutely massive that for Newcastle. I really don't know what to... I don't even want to think of the outcome. He's been so important for us this season, the driving force. The amount of times he just gets us going, and it's going to be such a miss. 6 weeks is a lot. It really is. Having a look at the games he will miss for Newcastle in the 6 weeks period. Man City obviously tomorrow, Fulham in the Cup, Aston Villa, Luton, Forest, Bournemouth, and then maybe he's potentially back for Arsenal, but probably not. Might be back for that game versus Wolves after the... It's massive, that. It's absolutely massive. For me, why did he come out in the second half against Sunderland? Why? Like, he didn't need to. Like, I've always said, if a player is not 100% fit and 100% capable going on that pitch and performing for the club, do not play them. Do not. Why the fuck would you play someone that clearly got an injury? Gordon, as of late, right, not been scoring many goals and not been performing is good. He's fucked, man. He's fucked. So why keep playing him? Yes, you've got a thin squad. Yes, he's a quality player. But you can't keep playing the team where they are knackered. They are. Some players in that team, like Almiron, he doesn't get injured. He runs about all the time, right? He's one of them that will... this will not affect. But to the players that are carrying knocks and can't perform to their full calibre, why are they playing? They should not be anywhere near the match day squad. If you can't go on that pitch and give 120%, you can't play them. You can't. Joelinton's such a driving force for Newcastle, and knowing that we're not going to have that is big. The midfield, we all know, will be Bruno Longstaff and Lewis Miley, which it was after the international break against Chelsea when it was Joelinton, Bruno and Miley. We looked so good against PSG, Manchester United, Chelsea. We performed really well. Losing Joelinton, especially when he can play out on the left, he can play in the middle. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, that. It isn't. But what can you do? And more injuries for Newcastle. It just keeps continuing. It's not going to get any better. It really isn't. So, as Craig reported about Joelinton, Elliot Anderson, back injuries. Joe Willock, Achilles, won't be back anytime soon. Elliot Anderson's been out, it must have been since September, October. I think it might be in October. How the fuck? How? It's October, we're going into January, and he's made no progress. He was meant to be back for the early start of the year. We're at the early start of the year, and he's still not back, which I don't get. I don't. Something seriously must be going wrong with this medical team and the people behind the scenes, because how the fuck can we continue like this? We can't. It's mad. And Joe Willock came back. Was he rushed back? Was he forced back? Who knows? Because a player doesn't come back from it was a hamstring injury that he got. It was Brighton at home last season where he picked it up, and then came back against Dortmund at home, played a couple of games, scored against Manchester United. International break, came against Chelsea, Achilles injury. A player doesn't pick up injuries so easy like this. I don't know, are these people made of paper? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's mad. It's mad how a player can come back from injury and then get a completely different injury and then won't be back anytime soon. But what I'm not liking is the clarification that fans aren't getting. And I seen it on Twitter and I completely agree with what people have said. Why can't people ask the manager? He's the manager of this whole football club. Why can't he ask a question being like, what's happening with the injuries? We have had dates of January for Barnes, Murphy, Willock, Anderson, all them players were meant to be back for the start of the year. And we've got now, it's just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. How though? It doesn't make any sense. A little bit of a positive, Jacob Murphy's coming back soon, which is big. But yet again, why the fuck was he even in the matchday squad against Arsenal when he dislocated his shoulder for the second time? It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. He was clearly not ready to play the game, still carrying an injury, and his shoulder popped out of place when he better go on a one-on-one. I remember it. I must say, with my own eyes, it was fucking naughty. Nay good. He's coming back soon, which is a positive. But one thing I'm getting really, really frustrated with now, it's the Harvey Barnes situation. He picked up an injury in September against Sheffield United, where we won 8-0. How on earth has he broke a toe, been said January, and then won't be back any longer? It's just repetitive after repetitive after repetitive. We're not getting any sign of update as fans to know when the players are coming back, and I think that it's unfair and it's not right. How can he not be ready to come back? Apparently the Chronicle said he's on the pitch running, kicking the ball about, but I don't get it. I don't get how the players are getting injured so quickly, and it makes no sense. It doesn't. How can Harvey Barnes pick up that injury and be out for that long and then it's still continuing? Same with Anderson, same with Willock. It makes no sense. And then Callum Wilson's another one out until the end of the month. Yes, he can score goals when he's fit, but we're seeing it against Chelsea in the cup. He scored, right, but for the whole second half he didn't press once because he knew his hamstrings were going to go. He could sprint at them. He could have if he really wanted to, but he's too scared of getting injured, and then he gets injured yet again. It's getting worse and worse with the injury situation, and I can't see it getting any better, because I don't really want to mention the transfers, because I'm going to mention that in a complete separate video about what I think about the transfers and whatnot. But it's not going to get any better. Linton out. And one thing as well, if I put on the thumbnail, there's no sign of update on Matt Target. Absolutely not. We all know Nick Pope's going to be out until April. We've had no update on how he actually is, which I think's a bit shit. I'd rather know how he is, how the injury's going as a fan. I think Eddie Howe he is so cool, calm, collective when it comes to his press conferences and doesn't like give anything away, especially with signings, one massive thing. But I think for the players that you're at your club, fair enough, you can't speak about a player who's getting paid by another club. Completely get that. But when a player's getting employed by that club, it's like you've got to be giving it like a bit of an update to the fans that pay week in, week out, who go to the stadium, who go to the away days, who spend money on merchandise. We should deserve to know what's happening with the players, because I guarantee we'll have no sign of an update on Joe Linton. I don't know, I could be wrong, I could be right. I'm just saying my thoughts on the industry situation. Something needs to change. If that's with the medical staff, if it's with getting more facilities, because them injuries aren't down to how many games we had. Yeah, to an extent, yes, it does, right? But the injuries that are happening, it's the same injuries. It's all lower body. It's all your hamstrings, your legs. Yes, I know the footballers need their legs, but it's fucking mad. It's fucking mad. That's my thoughts on the injury situation. The transfer rant video will be going out very soon on Sunday. Hopefully now happens since then, which it probably won't, because it's Newcastle and that transfer business has always been a bit scatty. But anyways, see you the next one, boys. Have a good one. I'll see you all for the game tomorrow against Manchester City. See you next one. Have a good one.